in all is my review of My Hero Academia, Chapter 79, Number 2 Hero. And for those of you who are frequent viewers of my channel, you might know this is a series I have not covered in the past, but a few of the series I've covered are coming to an end, and this one's probably on its way out too, so I figured, hey, why not? And this chapter confirmed all my fears of Endeavor. I mean, literally the first page, title page, was him basically burning Pop in the palm of his hand. And this isn't the new Endeavor. This isn't the Endeavor we've seen in the more recent chapters of the series. The Endeavor who's gone through growth, who's understood the mistakes of his past, who's trying to improve and make his family happy, to repent, essentially. No, this is him at his worst. This is the absolute worst version of Endeavor there is. I mean, seriously, this is the man who bought a woman, emotionally and possibly physically abused her for years, and impregnated her 4 times. Seriously, I want you to just take a moment. Imagine this 7-foot-tall, 200-pound man impregnating Shoto's mother. Yeah, and after imagining that, I think we can all agree he deserves to go to jail for the rest of his life. And that is the man we are dealing with here, the darkest, most horrific parts of Endeavor. And he does not waste a lot of time making it clear that is who he is right here. As the detective tries to warn him, listen, she's not actually a villain, she's probably being controlled, or was drugged, or had experiments done on her that is making her go out of control. That's the reason why she's doing this. That's the reason why she's attacking these people. But Endeavor doesn't even listen, just scoffs them off, saying she's a villain, she's attacking people, she's as strong as a small army, which is a terrifying comparison, though fairly accurate. So he decides to go in for the kill. He decides to burn her to ash, to leave nothing left behind. Which, a small part of me actually kind of wishes that would happen. I mean, I love Pop, I don't want her to die, but just like branching timeline where Endeavor actually kills her, it's revealed that she was being controlled the whole time. His reputation gets torn to shreds, he gets knocked down from number 2 hero to number 3, number 4, number 5, and just he gets so angry about it. I would love to see that. And then we also see his anger later on when the Crawler comes in, and I mean, my hope was that Endeavor would see him, say, oh, he's just some low-rank, no-name hero, I don't care about him, whatever, moving on. I mean, I really, really doubt Endeavor knows Compass Kid by name. But no, unfortunately the detective had to correct him and say, oh no, that's a vigilante, at which point Endeavor decides, vigilante? That's another name for villain. I'm going to kill him. Wow, I made him sound weird. And that attitude isn't all that different from what Eraserhead had in the prologue for this series, when he's explaining what vigilantes are. He's like, they're all considered villains. But, even Eraserhead has accepted their help in the past, realized their usefulness, and come to give them backup, come to accept their help from time to time. Endeavor is not one of those people, and he will almost certainly attempt to kill the Crawler here. But speaking of no-name heroes, I really, really owe Compass Kid an apology here. Because I made fun of the last chapter, I mean, he's overweight, he looks stupid in that costume, just utterly ridiculous. His quirk is probably the most useful quirk I have ever seen in this entire series. He can point in the direction of any person, place, or thing he's looking for. How is this man not one of the most well-respected heroes in the entire world? I mean, seriously, just think about that power. Who would not want to have that power? You lose your keys, Compass Kid can find them. Your dog is lost, Compass Kid can find it. Kid was kidnapped, Compass Kid can find it. You need to find a bomb before it goes off, destroying the entire mall, Compass Kid can find it. The president has been abducted by terrorists, Compass Kid can find him. You need to find villains who are in hiding, Compass Kid can find them. I mean, seriously, that is a useful power. That is, if not the most useful power in all of the My Hero Academia universe, the most useful power in regular society. I mean, seriously, everyone watching this, just think for a second about all the quirks we have seen throughout this entire series. Out of all of them, which one would be more useful in your everyday life than the ability to find anything you're looking for? You never get lost, never lose your car keys. Could probably find buried treasure and gold just by pointing in the right direction. That is super useful power to have, and I'm amazed he's not more well-respected than he is. I'm also going to assume he's probably going to die in this fight, because if they had Compass Kid on their side, I feel like they could have found the whole League of Villains way, way sooner in the main series. I also have to just give some props to Endeavor for his fire tornado. I mean, seriously, this thing is utterly terrifying. And he's not just, using his raw strength. He's actually using the canyon effect from all the buildings to increase its power, basically turn it into a fire vortex that's sucking in all of Pop's bees so they can, be burnt to ash. And eventually, burn her to ash and kill her, even though she's just being controlled. Though I don't think that plan would have worked quite as well as he's expecting, because when the sirens went off, Rock said, sheesh, finally, he wanted this to happen. He was expecting this to happen. So maybe his goal was to attack Endeavor from the back, while he was all focused on the whole fire tornado trying to stop Pop, come in from the attack, come back, hit him behind, knock him out, drag him to the all-for-one so he can use for experiments, have his quirk stolen, whatever. I mean, number 2 hero's quirk, that's gotta be pretty freaking powerful. And yet, when the fire tornado stops, you can clearly see that Rock is still standing there with Compass Kid. He hasn't moved from his spot. I mean, I know he's a speedster and all, but I feel like he would have had to make his move before then, so what exactly is his planning? What's this big, villain move? What is he going to do? I'm not sure. I mean, I said this series is, coming to an end soon, which it kind of is. I mean, next chapter is basically going to be the Crawler fighting freaking Endeavor, the number 2 hero. You can't really get more, over the top than that. I have a lot of faith in Crawler not dying in this fight simply because of the training he's undergone. He's shown that he can be incredibly fast, and when he jumps from car to car, he showed that he's incredibly flexible, moving quickly in precise directions as he wants. So I think he can avoid most of Endeavor's attacks. I mean, he's certainly not going to win. I mean, his air gun is fairly powerful, but I feel like he'd have to get way too close to Endeavor to actually have it hit with any real force. I mean, Crawler knocking out Endeavor would be absolutely hilarious, but unlikely. Anyway, so besides that whole fight, we still have a lot more plot elements to resign. I mean, Knuckle Duster, no idea where the heck he is. There's the truck that they're trying to bring to him that they got stuck in traffic. They brought it, so it's clearly full of important equipment and stuff they're going to need to use to try and stop Pop, like nets or weights or something they can throw at her to knock her down, something like that. There's a lot of equipment in that warehouse they've been in the last 2 chapters. I'm sure somehow, some way it's going to be useful in this fight here. And then, like I said before, there's still Rock. He still hasn't made his move. We still don't know what he's doing. Which does lead to the question, is Rock going to step in before or after Pop is saved? Because if Rock and Pop team up together, that's an opponent even Endeavor would have a lot of trouble with. And maybe, very unlikely, he'd be more willing to accept the Crawler's help. Or at least he'd be more focused on stopping them on stopping the Crawler. That could be something, I guess. Unlikely possible. Or is it going to be the case where Endeavor gets taken out, and then the Crawler saves Pop, and then Rock steps in, and the final fight is between Crawler versus Rock? I could see that making sense too. I'm not sure though. And then of course, there's what comes next. I mean, after all this, after the Crawler, essentially gets in the way of Endeavor, I don't think he can really walk away from that. I mean, again, very, very small chance, but maybe if the Crawler shows his worth and impresses Endeavor, then he could decide, alright, you know what, Crawler, just get out of here, you did good today, just don't ever do it again. Very, very unlikely given Endeavor's attitude, especially now. And especially because he can't really have much character growth now, or he'll become someone he wasn't at the start of the main series. Very unlikely. Second possibility is just as the dust is clearing, once Pop is saved, Crawler is going to get the heck out of there and basically hang up his hoodie, never wear it again because, he's wanted by Endeavor, essentially. Third possibility is Knuckle Duster's going to show up. Because Pop's actions do need to be explained, and Knuckle Duster, his daughter went through the exact same thing. He's a former hero. He could give the testimony telling everyone, hey, this is what happened. She was controlled by the Beehive. I knew you guys wouldn't do anything about it, so I told this kid to do something about it. he was working on my orders as a professional hero. I mean, actually, could it be argued that the Crawler is the student of O'Clock, who is a registered and professional hero, and is therefore protected, even though he doesn't have the hero license? Because don't forget, when Ingenium wanted to hire the Crawler, he said, you don't need a hero license to work support for me. So, I mean, could that also be the case here? I mean, it'd be a very weird conclusion, but it would make sense after all we've seen in this series. I'm not sure. Let me know anything down below. I'm very curious if that argument would stand up in court. I really don't know. I mean, the Crawler does have heroes on his side. At the very least, he has Eraserhead to back him up to say he's a good kid, just let him go. He could say the same thing about Pop so that hopefully the heroes don't, kill her. I mean, actually, where is Eraserhead during all this? I think he moved out to join UA to become a professional teacher there, but I mean, I feel like this would be something that would be worth him coming back for, and him being able to at least stop Pop's movements would be helpful. That's actually a whole nother question, because it seems like Pop has grown wings out of her back, and she's flying way more freely than she did in the past. I mean, before it was just like one big jump that she could have and then float for a little bit before coming back down. Now she's like just hanging completely in the air, completely free. So very curious about that. Are the wings helping her? Are they part of the quirk? The bee user? Has the bee user like become more of part of her body than it was for Knuckle Duster's daughter? I'm not sure. Very curious about all that. But please, let me think of everything down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, to the next video. Until next time,
peace.